Rumour Has It is a brutally honest dissection of how social networks can cloud people's minds and alter their actions. The anonymity of the internet provides a mask to hide behind and generates disillusionment with reality. But how much can a status or comment really hurt? And where does responsibility lie when a rumour goes just too far?
I really think it's funny, like, she should run away. No one would even care. That's just so overreacting, like, oh my god, I can't believe that this is all because of an argument I had with her.
Becca is an ordinary girl.
Like, I'd actually
Studying
pay
at sixth
for a
form,
taxi
life is full of
to take her
over-exaggerated highs and lows, ups and downs. The usual turbulent dramatics of teenage life.
Does she really think anyone's
And
gonna
then
read it?
she upsets Vicky.
Doesn't care?
An off-the-cuff comment spirals out of control on Facebook to such devastating effect that nobody could have ever predicted the outcome.
I doubt her own mum would do shit.
With just under 16 days until opening night of Rumour Has It at the Riverfront Theatre in Newport, I catch up with some of the cast and crew to find out how well the show is coming along, to ask about the inspiration for the piece, and to hear their trials and tribulations throughout the rehearsal period. Okay, so Biz, you're the author of Rumour Has It. Just wanted to ask if you had a writing process and if you had any influences or inspiration.
Alex came to me with an idea, and she said that she wanted to do like a multimedia production about the pressures of growing up. So we kind of had a discussion because that's so broad, and we were talking about the internet and social pressures that come through that, and what your parents want and what your friends want, and and trying to be someone on the internet that you're not in real life. And we kind of came up with this cyberbullying thing, which is great. It's a good theme because it's so terrible, and I don't think people realise quite how strong it is. And I think when I was writing it, the one thing that really stood out for me, there was this sort of campaign that got launched on Facebook called the Sharon O'Brien campaign, and no one knew if this girl was real at all. Still don't know. I still can't find any proper information. A lot of people said that she was a campaign that was set up by the Met Police, and it's basically this girl, normal girl. She wasn't too skinny, she wasn't sort of overweight or anything. She was just a normal looking girl who had these pictures of her in her underwear. And the amount of people that commented, the whole thing went viral within about 10 minutes. There was like 50,000 people that had commented, and there was so many comments from people saying what a slut she was, and there was no information about her. It was just a page with these pictures, and it was just absolutely shocking, and it really hooked me as an observer, because I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. The internet hooks you. So something like that comes up, you don't want to be a part of it, but you kind of get sucked into it, and then some people will go so far as to be bullies, and it's so dangerous, so dangerous. And there's a lot about it at the moment. There was the panorama, that's it, panorama cyberbullying thing. There was recently a woman, 30-year-old woman, who killed herself live on Facebook.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff, and that was just because her boyfriend didn't come home. This isn't kids. This isn't just about kids.
So it's more of a broad subject than people kind of think it is.
Yeah, definitely. It's become a sort of it's a culture. It's a culture within itself. But this didn't exist like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There was no Facebook, so.
So projects like Rumour Has It are good for sort of I guess raising awareness for people that wouldn't be aware. Is that kind of?
I think with this production, what we wanted to do was we wanted to show the emotional journey. We didn't want to tell the story through dialogue. It's a physical language, and the state that Becca gets into, to the point where she says she's going to run away. I mean, she might do that. You don't know. That's what we're trying to communicate here. Is that it really gets in people's heads and it really gets under your skin, and it kind of eats away at you. It attacks you in your own home. There is no safe space with cyberbullying. It's not like you can get beaten up in a playground and then leave it behind.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Biz. Lauren Kirkpatrick and Craig Prosser are the group's technical team, who were kind enough to take a short break from rehearsing today to talk to me. Okay, so I'm here with Lauren, and your role is?
Stage manager.
Okay, so I'm going to ask today about how far you think we've got so far. We've got, well, according to our lecturer, we've got 6 university days left of rehearsals. So how far do you think we've got, and how far do you think we've got to go?
I think we've done really, really well. The production is really, really good in my opinion. Today's rehearsal has been fantastic in the fact that we've had all the lighting, we've had the projection, sound effects, and we've run everything as much as we can to script, and it's come out really well. I'm really, really confident with it. So,
Okay,
yeah,
that's awesome. Anything within your role that has been particularly challenging, or anything that you found easier than you thought you would at all?
it's pretty much a lot of organisation and
Which you're good at.
and anything that's involved, whether it be props, prompt scripts, things like that. I've still got a lot of way to go, but I'm sure I'll get it done.
Okay.
Very organised.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm here with Craig, and Craig, your role is?
I am sort of a creative technician, if you will.
Okay, so what does that involve?
Throughout the process is kind of involved me editing all the AV footage that we're using in our production. So a lot of hours behind a laptop, sort of sifting through footage of gossiping, all the webcam back and forth that's going to appear on screen, so a lot of that. And then also I've basically been light designer, and just that whole sort of the technical vision of how we wanted it to look on stage has sort of come from myself, and also Lauren, and pretty much everyone in the team actually sort of just chucked in what they thought.
So when we started out doing this, and to how far we've got now, how much is what your original sort of creative lighting and tech vision has changed from then till now?
It's changed quite a bit, mainly because when it comes to sort of video editing, I'm quite an amateur.
Okay.
So a lot of it, I had these kind of crazy visions in my head that I wanted sort of animation to come across the screen, and sort of certain words were going to appear during conversations as little bits of animation, whereas my own capabilities has kind of limited what I've been able to do. But yeah, overall, I mean, the main through line is still there. We still have these kind of Skype-esque gossiping situations, and
the Facebook.
Yeah, there's a lot of
statuses
sort of screenshots and screen recordings of Facebook statuses being typed, that was an original idea from the beginning. We really wanted to show almost happening in real time.
Okay.
So yeah, sort of mainly the vision is there, but some things have changed.
Okay, so you've already mentioned that obviously your editing was a bit of an obstacle for you because you've sort of had to learn as you go type thing. So is anything in the next, we've got just under 3 weeks-ish in...
Yeah, I think so, just under 3 weeks.
Till the time. So is anything in the next 3 weeks that you're kind of nervous about, or anything that you think, oh Christ, that might be a bit of a challenge, or...
Mainly for me it's going to be the Passover, because for myself and Lauren, who have been running the AV, SFX and the lighting changes for our rehearsals, passing that over to other students and members of the Riverfront technical team, that's the main worry for me, just because I have no doubt in people's abilities, but it is kind of like we almost know the show inside out and backwards now.
Yeah.
Whereas it's going to be a completely fresh experience for them, and there is a lot of changes in the AV. So that in itself, as long as we can sort of make that as smooth transition as possible, I think the whole thing's going to come to fruition. But who knows? That's the main worry, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Craig.
No problem.
As Biz mentioned earlier, Alex Reynolds was part of the creative force that began Rumour Has It. I wanted to talk to them together to get their input on the progress of the piece so far and what still lies ahead before opening night. So I'm now here with Alex, who is our director, and again, Biz again, but this time in her acting role. Basically, guys, I just wanted to know, from the start point when you obviously first got your idea for it until now, how far do you think you've come and how much do you think's changed from the word go?
I think we're kind of on track with what we wanted to do. We've stuck by, our original concept and thoughts and the original idea, which has been good. We have tweaked it a bit. Obviously, we've taken on feedback that we've got from the lecturers and our tutor and things like that. In terms of the multimedia relationship, because we've got a lot going on stage and on screen. We've just been working on gelling those two and not making them too complicated from an audience's perspective, which has worked really well actually. We were a bit sort of like, I don't know whether this idea is going to work when we heard about it, but the way we've gone about it now in terms of changing the style of acting on stage in comparison with the naturalistic acting on screen, it's really worked well and it's really interesting to watch as well.
Okay, excuse our quick change of venue, but anyway, so Biz, going with what Alex was just saying about how sort of we've changed and from what lecturers have said, as an actress, I don't know about you, but when I'm getting into character, I sort of have an image in my head of how I want that character to be, so having to change it, has that been an easy transition with changing Becca to sort of suit what we've been given feedback on, or was that a bit of a challenge?
No, it's been alright actually, because after I wrote it, I wasn't particularly happy with it. There was something missing, which Alex has brought, from directing and from changing it. And I also didn't write it believing I was going to be playing this part, so I didn't know anything about the character, so I didn't have it in my head already. And because we were changing it from the very beginning, then there was nothing set in stone that I could kind of cling to and go, no, I'm not changing. So
it was quite smooth to change over. Cool. And then with the two of you, obviously we've got just under 3 weeks left now until D-Day. So is there any particular challenges that you're sort of nervous about, or do you think that we're on target, and how do you feel about it really?
I think probably it's you more that would have a lot of sort of oh no moments than me. I'm really positive about it. I've obviously during rehearsals it's seen it progress and it's really gelling really well, and we just started sort of tying in the video with the on stage, so it's just getting over that transition. But I mean, stage rehearsal, by the time we got to the end, it was really, really smooth and it's all tying in really nicely. So I have no worries about the end, but Biz is on stage on her own, so maybe she does.
I have lots of worries. I'm really worried because I just want to there's just been a lot of hard work in this, and if
it's kind of like your baby,
and
sort of.
Screw it up, then
yeah.
Then we can blame Biz.
Worried, thanks. Yeah. It'd be my fault.
Because my directing is flawless. So
obviously. Okay, well, thanks guys, and good luck for the next 3 weeks. As Biz had said, there have been several stories in the news recently to do with cyberbullying. The BBC themselves just had a huge awareness drive on the issue, airing a series of programmes across their TV and radio channels. Our Twitter feed is updated daily, with links to stories both featured in the BBC series and sourced from across the internet. Rumour Has It will be at the Riverfront Theatre, Newport, on the 18th and 19th of May. For more information, please follow us on Twitter at RumourHasIt4 or find us on Facebook from a link on our Twitter page. Thanks for watching.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead.